Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the show this evening, we do just want to take this opportunity of expressing on behalf of Amnesty our sincerest thanks to you for being with us tonight. And I'm sure that you'll be thrilled to know that tonight's house has raised the truly magnificent sum of £17,560. Thank you. And in particular, we want to say a special word of thanks to all of you down here who've paid the rather splendid price of £12.50 a ticket. It's a terrific act. I'm sure all the rest of you will be interested to know that had you all paid £12.50, we would have raised over £52,000. But nevertheless, we really do want to thank each and every one of you, even those of you right up at the top there, who only paid the minimum of £6. Thank you.
£3.50.
What?
It's £3.50. Up there. I heard that. £3.50.
You are joking.
No, it's £3.50 up there.
You bastards. I mean, people being tortured to death all over the world, and you're prepared to cough up the price of a prawn cocktail. I mean, aren't you ashamed of yourself, gate-crashing a charity event like this when public figures like us, personalities, whose very urine samples are of national importance, give our services perfectly free for absolutely nothing, not a miserable... Yes, you're right. Never mind. We won't spoil the atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. I did want to thank all of you, well, most of you anyway. And now, on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. We kick off tonight with Mr. Rowan Atkinson. Thank you.
Now, let's not forget that the people up there at the top are, in fact, the casualties of our society. Students, people gassed in the war, hospital porters.
Dwarves.
Dwarfs, yes, dwarfs.
Lesbians,
exactly. Lesbians. Yeah. So, I mean, although they have only paid £3.50, I mean, let's face it, they've been saving up for this all year. This is their big splash. And they have at least paid for it out of their own pockets. Whereas... these people down here are, let's face it, writing this off against tax.
Really?
Yes. I mean, how many of the people down here have, in fact, paid for their own seats? See? Nobody. There you are.
It's about 7. It's incredible, isn't it? Unbelievable. Never mind. On with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rowan Atkinson.
Actually, the people who really get at my nerves are those people who buy the second cheapest seat. Those people who always buy the second cheapest wine in the restaurant. Just to show their girlfriends they're not part of the oi polloi.
The oi polloi.
And the lot on the second layer down who'd like to be down here with the rich and influential, but are too flabby to pay top whack. Well, I agree with you both. I mean, who wants to sit next to someone in jeans? Not me. Absolute outrage. It's you lot there, the flabby, gutless, indecisive, sitting on every fence.
Fucking social democrats.
Fucking social democrats.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rowan Atkinson.
Last year alone, 1,814 Frenchmen were killed on the roads. In Germany, the toll was even higher. 2005. In Italy, higher still, 2,470, whilst in Spain, the highest of all, a staggering 3,927. Now, I'm telling you this because many of you here tonight could be taking your cars to the continent on holiday this year. These figures concern you directly. Now, it's easy to say, well, I'm not surprised the way they drive. But you know, that's not the point. The one thing that should strike you about these figures is this. Alarming as they are, they are just not enough. There are over 60 million Dagos in Spain! 4,000 just doesn't register, I'm sorry. And there are even more Krauts, Froggies and slimy wops polluting the highways of Europe. Now you may say, well, what can I do with a helpless shrug of the shoulders? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. When you go to the continent on holiday this year, remember you are British. Therefore, drive on the left-hand side of the road like a maniac. Keep to the good old British laws. Or at least some of them. And let's have none of this priorité à droite rubbish in these foggy countries. If you're in the middle of Paris, Madrid, Munich or Rome and you don't know whether you're coming or going, just stick your foot down and go like hell in a straight line. You'll get through. You'll get through. As a general rule, when touring the continent, if in any doubt whatsoever, go that way. And don't let this stop at Calais. If you should come across an alien on one of our motorways, for instance, try nudging him off. It makes a really great family outing on a Sunday afternoon to see a load of Luxembourgeois shaking their fists and shouting some incomprehensible gibberish as they go rolling gently over the hard shoulder and down the road. Now, I would be the last to deny that these activities involve some element of risk. But what true-blooded Briton could possibly resist such a call from his mother country? Above all, remember, take some of them with you. Good night.
I achieved an ambition last year. I'm not being flash. I went to Australia. I've always wanted to go. And for quite a while now, I've been collecting motor insurance claim form statements. Right? Oh, fine. What is it? I found some more in Australia. That's what I'm getting around to. And what happens is, you're probably familiar with this, but if you drive around in cars, you have accidents, right? And 70% of the people on the road are caused by accidents. And when you have an accident, the insurance company sends you one of their silly claim forms. There's lots of stupid questions like, what's your name, where do you live? I mean, they've sent you the damn form, surely they know that. And things like, how fast were you going at the time of the accident? And everybody puts down 28 miles per hour. And what I'll just do some English ones first, just to sort of give you the idea of how it goes, and then I'll read you the Australian ones. And these are genuinely what people have written on their claim forms and sent into this particular insurance office in London. Things like, I ran into a stationary tree coming in the other direction. I bumped into a lamppost which was obscured by human beings. Coming home, I drove into the wrong house and collided with a tree I haven't got. The accident was caused by me waving to the man I hit last week. I knocked over a man. He admitted it was his fault, that he'd been knocked down before. So, imagine my delight. Well, I've been in Australia about 4 or 5 days, and I come across this newspaper article. It's just a photostat copy. And much to my delight, they have exactly the same system in Australia as we have. And they write more or less the same sort of things that we do, only much better. These are Australian motor insurance claim form statements. The pedestrian had no idea which direction to run, so I ran over him. I told the police I was not injured, but on removing my hat, I found I had a fractured skull. The bloke was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. I had been driving for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel. And this is my favourite of it all, Tony. I saw a slow-moving, sad-faced old gentleman as he bounced off the bonnet of my car. Thank you, good night.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Look, I'm awfully sorry to trouble you, but could you possibly spare me a couple of pounds?
A couple of pounds?
Yes.
Oh, dear. Have you lost your purse?
No?
Could I ask what it's for?
Yes, it's for me.
A couple of pounds.
Make it 3.
Well, look, I'm awfully sorry, but when I left home this morning, I'm the most perfect fool. I'm afraid I went and left my wallet behind.
Balls.
Yes, would you go away, please? Just leave me alone.
I'll do you a favour. £2.50.
Certainly not. Go away. Go on, go away. I shall call the police.
Look, I think I should warn you that if you continue to be so irritating, I shall be forced to take my clothes off.
I beg your pardon?
You don't cough up, I'll strip.
Now, you look here, young lady. I'm not accustomed to being accosted in what
Right, there goes the jacket, then.
Now, look.
There goes the belt.
Look, now, just listen to me, will you?
Up with the tights.
Now, look, I shall call the police. Right? Officer! Officer! I've never seen this woman before in my life. I don't know who she is. She's not with me.
Yes, I am. I'm his stepmother.
No, she isn't. She's not related to me at all. Now, go away, go. Just go away. Go away! I am not telling you again. Go! Oh, my God. All right, £3. Here you are. I'll go away.
No, sorry. It's gone up now. 50 quid.
50 quid? All right. Will you take a check?
I've never seen you before in my life.
What?
Do you have some form of identification?
I did for...
Right, there's the blouse then. Look how he treats his stepmother! The woman who once saved him from the jaws of a crocodile! I'm waiting! It's the brassiere then! Off with the brassiere! Where's the Sunday mirror now, eh? What are you doing?
I'm giving you a taste of your own medicine. I'm a mild man, madam, but when I'm roused, there's hell to pay. Aha, can't take it, eh?
It's not that.
Had enough?
Right, Clover. If that's the way you want to play it...
That's the way, baby.
Right. pants, big mouth.
You make the first move, sugar.
I'm calling you Sunrise.
Don't push me, Blue Eyes.
I'm pushing you, boyo.
Hits the pants! 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 Hits the pants!
All right, what's all this then? All right, I'm taking you in.
Why? We've done nothing illegal.
Nothing wrong?
Don't give me that, I've been watching you two. Right, now, I'm going to give you one warning. Are you coming quietly?
No.
I'll say that again. Are you going to come quietly?
No.
All right, it's the pants.
All right.
It's a vehicle.
I haven't got time for applause. This song is indicative of my deep interest in the act of physical lovemaking. It's very short. I've had it up to here with men. Perhaps I should phrase that again. Been wearing pretty dresses, floral, taking contraceptives, oral, since I don't remember when. I've had it up to here with blokes and all their stupid, dirty jokes. It's not a lot of fun to hear the one about the nun, the marrow, the banana and John Noakes. It's not that I expect true love or gazing at the stars above. If as a person they'd acknowledge me, not just bits of gynecology. Or if they just take off the rubber glove to start your evenings off in Lurex, finish them with biscuits, doesn't really turn me on. I'll stay at home in my pyjamas, watch a programme about llamas. I won't need any lip gloss, I won't need any Amplex, just Ovaltine and buns for one. I've had it up to here with sex, those nylon vests and hairy necks. They expect you to be flighty and they act like God Almighty, because they've got a cock and they can mend a flex. And when they proudly strip and pose, I want to say, what's one of those? They tend to feel a failure if you don't love their genitalia. Though why you should, Christ only knows. No more nights of drinking, nodding, smiling, thinking, Jesus, when can I go home? No more struggling in taxis, in Vauxhalls, Imps and Maxis, with stupid little bleeders, with all the charming manners of the average garden gnome. And when they're down to socks and grin, you know it's time to get stuck in. Full of self-congratulation, they expect a combination of Olga Korbut, Raquel Welch, and Rin Tin Tin. I've not had an encounter yet that didn't leave me cold and wet. I'd be happier, I know, if we could only go from the foreplay straight to the cigarette. I'll finish and just say again, I've definitely had it. Well, very nearly had it nearly up to here with men. Good night, thank you.
And did you have to go through that tedious charade, sexual intercourse?
Oh, yes. From A to Z.
Z? Oh. B is the furthest I've ever wanted to go.
You know, A, B, C, D, the whole alphabet of love.
What form did it take?
A myriad forms.
Put it in and jiggle it about a bit, did you?
Well, ultimately, yes. But it was a long and winding road.
That's all it comes down to in the end, though, isn't it? Put it in and jiggle it about a bit. Time after time, day after day. How old was she, your sex partner?
17.
17.
With pert young breasts that I oh so tenderly cupped and kissed before fondling my loving way around all the sweet highways and byways of her fresh young body.
And then you put it in and jiggle it about. How long did it take?
Oh, I did a real textbook job. Foreplay, afterplay, all the trimmings. I don't suppose we have much change left out of 3 hours.
Jesus Christ. You could have been in Leeds in that time. Did she enjoy it?
Oh, yes, she enjoyed it all right.
How do you know?
Oh, the infallible sign. She started moaning. Moaning and crying, pleasure and pain inextricably mingled.
I take all that with a pinch of salt.
Oh, no. No, these cries were wrenched from her very being. Oh. 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 It was as though her very soul was speaking. Oh. 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 Oh.
I think all that's put on, you know. I think it's just gone round. I think probably, you know, once upon a time somebody, Wendy Barraclough, say, was fractured her pelvis and was laid up, and Il Suo Marito arrived home and rather callously insisted on having his marital rights, you know.
Putting it in
and wiggling it about a bit.
Yes.
And, of course, if you have fractured your pelvis, putting it in and jiggling it about a bit is acutely painful. And, of course, the hapless Wendy, of course, started moaning, you see. Yes. And found that hubby, who was a normally reticent chartered accountant of modest sexual pretensions, was transformed into a crazed animal. So, soon as practicable, she gets herself down to flower arrangement, or whatever it is they do on an afternoon, and said, listen, girls, gather round, drop the macrame, big news. If you moan, they like it more. Besides which, it gets them to the point a lot quicker. Which will leave us more time for making chutney and so on. Since when, you see, it's gone round, you see, once passed it on to, they're all at it now, you know.
Yes. I thought she moaned because she liked me.
No, how old do you say she was?
17.
Oh, no.
I didn't think anyone was 17 any longer.
Well, I more or less scored with somebody 17 the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, I will. I was at home. I was a beautiful evening, very crisp, clear, just a hint of autumn in the air, and I thought, well, it's a crime to stay indoors on a night like this, so I'll just take a stroll along to the lavatory at the end of Ladbroke Grove and get a breath of fresh air.
Lavatory?
The lavatory, yes, at the end of Ladbroke Grove.
But you live in Ladbroke Grove?
I do live in Ladbroke Grove, yes, I do.
Was there some sort of, malfunction with your own toilet?
No. At last flush, it was in tip-top condition. But do you know that lavatory at all?
Well, yes, I mean, I have been there on occasion. I mean, you know, purely for functional.
Functional, yes. Well, of course, that's why most people go, you see. They go there for absolutely pure legal and functional reasons. I mean, for the purpose for which it's designed, you see. I don't. I go for ancillary reasons.
I didn't know that.
No, well, you wouldn't know that because I haven't come out of the closet.
In Ladbroke Grove?
No, I've gone into the closet in Ladbroke Grove.
Oh, you've gone into the closet, yes.
I'm speaking metaphorically.
Yes,
but
right, yes.
It's a very reliable sort of place, really. It's well, it's not 3-star, but it's quite definitely 2 cross knives and forks. It's very eclectic clientele. You get a very good social mix. There's the usual ground swell of Spanish waiters, 1 or 2 BBC, sprinkling of Foreign Office, and, God bless Our Lady of Downing Street, many unemployed youths. Anyway, I'm stood, you see, in the toilet, purporting to have a Jimmy Riddle for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes, yes.
Is that what you have to do?
Oh, yes, you have to do that. It's a real RSC award-winning performance, really. I mean, in any other context, it would get you a Tony or an Oscar. And indeed, in that context, occasionally gets you a Tony. But less often an Oscar.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm stood there, you see, and meanwhile, various good citizens come and go, having emptied their honest bladders. But very quiet. Nothing happening, not a nibble. Then suddenly, the doorway is darkened by the massive form of Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright?
Mr. Wright. I mean, 6'2", blonde, crisp, hyacinthine curls, built like a brick shithouse, and, biggest plus of all, never says a word.
Never says a word?
Never says a word. You see, beauty of which is allows me free play of all my fantasies.
Of course.
Yes. And I thought, well, is he a Hungarian truck driver? I mean, fresh from the motorways of Europe with his juggernaut, and to hell with the environment. Is he, a member of the SAS? His balaclava dangling nonchalantly from his pocket. Anyway, dissolved a half an hour later. We're back at my place. My wife is upstairs somewhere making her 437th quiche of the day. And we're downstairs in the snug.
The rumpus room?
The rumpus room, yes. We are just about to cross the start line. I've eased down his nether garments with practiced skill. And he has done the same for me with a clumsiness I found rather endearing. And it's at this point that doubts begin to creep in. Because, to begin with, he seems totally unfamiliar with the geography of the area in question. And while what I've got to offer is respectable, it's not remarkable, but he's gazing upon it with, all the wonder of an Eskimo gazing at the Eiffel Tower. And it's then that the thought strikes me, la pensée, and a pensée, I think, which never occurred to Pascal, or if it did, he certainly didn't publish it, namely, this bugger is a policeman.
So, what did you do?
Well, I taxed him with it. I said, are you a policeman? And he said, no, actually, I'm a chiropody student at Richmond Polytechnic. So I went right off it, really, you know. It's all in the mind.
So, he didn't moan?
Oh, no. Boys don't moan. Well, I'm saying they don't moan. I mean, they moan about not having a job or not having where to sleep or, you know, not having where to spend the night, but they don't moan about that, no.
Well, you're right, it is all in the mind.
Sometimes these days not even there.
I'm actually a journalist. I'm a gossip columnist on what's on in Stoke Newington. Yeah, you might have seen it. It's a big piece of paper with fuck all written on it, you know. It's great, Stoke Newington, actually. It's really great, you know. I mean, we've got several very interesting kinds of cystitis going round. Have I got a heckler over there? Yeah, we'll keep talking. I remember when I had my first drink. That's my repartee, fucked. The only other one I got is fuck off, you cunt, but I'll save that one for the Royal Command Variety performance. Actually, the lifestyle in Stoke Newington is terribly alternative, you know. Really, I mean, everybody's growing their own denim, you know. I actually knit my own yogurts. It's really tastic, you know. And I've been on my holidays this year, went to a Greek island, Domestos, you know. The scene is terribly alternative, but there's one thing about the scene I can't get behind, and that is all the people taking drugs and not giving me any, the bastards. I went round to some friend's flat the other night, right? I got up to the flat and I noticed a sickly sweet smell. Sickly sweet bloody smell. I thought, aye, spam for tea. And then I saw them, the extra long 9-skin Galway's dick compensators they was rolling. I said, Byron. I said, how do you manage to get the spam in there? And then I realised what was happening. I said, I'm hip to this groove, daddy-o, 23 skidoo, rock around the crocodile, man. So they all ignored me, you know. I sat down on the Habitat pine scatter cushions. And they all settled down for a good alternative night in, you know. Lentil fondue bubbling away on the hot plate. And yes, I got this recipe out of a book called 1001 Things to Do with Cling Peaches. Or 1002 if you eat the fuckers. And he put the child into its Victorian night smock. Made it look like an extra from Tessa the D'Urbervilles. And they're all sitting there, right, with tea cozies on their heads, telephone cord wire coming out of them. They're all weekend white Rastafarians. They all live on the front line in Hemel Hempstead. And he lit up the joints, right? Lit up the joint. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah, did you strip those floorboards yourself? Oh, it's like fucking Norway in here, man. And this one guy says, oh, this is really amazing, dude, you know. I mean, it's really incredible, you know. I mean, it's really amazing. He said, but let me tell you about some dope I had the other week. It was really good stuff. It was Swedish lead, you know. So I had one toke of this dope, right? Just one toke. I was paralysed from the waist down. I lost the use of my fingers. I developed every single symptom of typhoid. It was fucking amazing. And they're all going, ooh, fucking amazing. Ooh, fucking fantastic. Ooh, save the shrimp, man, yeah. So this second guy, right, another civil servant. This is, well, actually, I've been taking coke, you know, cocaine. And it's really good stuff. It's only about 9/5 Harpig. They said, like, it's TFM, you know, it's too fucking much. So then I had one snort of this coke, right, just one snort, and I went blind for a fortnight. It was fucking amazing. And then I'll go, ooh, fucking amazing, ooh, fucking fantastic. Ooh, save the Morris Minor, man, yeah. Modest man, it's like being inside a 50s radio, isn't it? See him all peddling away. Look, he's Notty the social worker. Cunt! So this first guy's a bit pissed off. He says, okay, stakes are raised. Well, I've been taking napalm. I've been roasting the phone in the oven and then taking it through my kneecaps. He said, I've been taking acid, you know. So I dropped a couple of tabs on a Kenny and Dave's, you know, around the squat, you know. And it's really nice they're making an effort. They're using a pig on a string as an air freshener. It was really amazing acid, this, you know. I mean, it was much better than Sainsbury's tin cream magic mushrooms. It seemed like we dropped these 2 tabs, you know, and our brains started to throb, and I didn't think Kenny and Dave had any brains left after Nebworth. Well, who fucking would have? 9 hours of Santana! 18 quid for a fucking lentil burger, God! It was like the First World War. Of course, they had heavy metal then, but it was called shrapnel in those days. Thank you, good night.
Over here on just a little whistle-stop trip at the moment, as a matter of fact, to just see what's happened to my medical records. Well, I think I was very, very worried about the little man who gave me an exploratory last time. I popped in. It was a very, very quick one. I just popped in and out. As a matter of fact, I was outside while he was still washing his hands. Or his arm, as a matter of fact. However, I just hope they don't all end up on a tip. By the way, my name is Dame Edna Everage, housewife, superstar, mother, megastar and Melbourne millionairess. I wasn't sure about this little amnesty night because I generally support my own special pet little charity, which is the very, very wonderful Royal Australian Prostate Foundation. My husband, Norm, well, he hasn't been a well man. I've had his prostate hanging over my head for many, many years. And for a very long time, the poor darling, he's had a rumbling prostate, but he never let on. He kept it under his hat, particularly at the pictures, but it had to leak out in the end. It did, and you know, there's a wonderful new operation which, thanks to my munificence, we've been exploring in Australia. It's a branch of Cyronics where they snap freeze the prostate. In the hope that one day a doctor or a wonderful surgeon will be born who can perform a miracle operation on it. Of course, this is cold comfort to my husband in more ways than one. Old silly Billy me, I had to take it home from the Hossie in a thermos on the back seat of my car. And I can assure you I haven't had Norm's organ there for many moons. And then I got it home and I've tucked it in the freezing compartment of our fridge. It's there on the left at the back. I've got all the Barbie meat on the right. My worry, of course, is that my marvellous old bridesmaid, Madge Allsop, will get a little bit peckish in the middle of the night. She could be in the mood for a scrummy old shish kebab, shouldn't she, darlings? I could come home from one of these lovely shows that I do and find my husband's organ halfway down her throat. That's a worry.
I suppose I am alone among all of you in having had my retirement entirely buggered up by my wife becoming Prime Minister. Of Great Britain and parts of Northern Ireland. A recent poll suggests that Margaret is marginally less popular than the Black Death. I blame it on the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Little Howe. I don't know whether you know him, curly hair, specs, brothel creepers. He was quoted in public as saying we were coming to the end of the recession. Didn't in fact say any such thing. I was standing beside him at the time, a little champagne and twiglets do. He had admittedly had a tincture or twain. What he actually said was, we're coming to the end of the reception. Our main failure, in my view, is failing to come to grips with the unions. We come in with a rock-solid mandate, as I have frequently explained to Margaret, to club the bloody unions back into the Stone Age. And who does she wheel out the moment it comes to any kind of confrontation but Pinko Pryor, who is, in my humble opinion, about as much use as a one-legged man at an arse-kicking party. She really ought to take a leaf out of old Hopalong's book in Washington. Buy manacles and leg irons for every member of the TUC. Meanwhile, we're still threatened with the spectre of unemployment, and I, myself, am absolutely in favor of it. I mean, I've been unemployed to all intents and purposes for the last 58 years. I don't go around setting fire to public vehicles and lobbing Molotov cocktails at the constabulary. It's an old wrinkle from army days. If the lower ranks get stroppy about doing the fatigues, march them out into the snow, leave them out there a couple of nights, only too grateful to come back and scrub out a nice warm shithouse. Our present problems have been blamed by some Tory cynics on mindless hooligans bent solely on personal greed. Well, that may be true, but it's no way to talk about President Reagan and my wife. Good night to you all.
Good evening. Tonight, we're taking a look at beekeeping. And here to tell us all about it, we have in the studio a man who's been keeping bees for over 40 years, Mr. Reginald Prawnbaum. Good evening, Mr. Prawnbaum.
Good evening.
Tell me, what first interested you in the bee world, Mr. Prawnbaum?
Well, even as a child, I used to... Shh. I'm sorry, shouldn't I have said that?
No, of course you should. Pay no attention, please. When I say shh, it's just a nervous mannerism I picked up. If I want you to keep quiet, I will say shush. You were saying?
Oh, I see. Well, even as a child, I used to wander around... Oh, sorry. In the fields near my house, watching the bees flying from flower to flower, and taking note of the flowers that they visited. Shush! Was that wrong?
I'm so sorry. Did I say shush? I meant shh. Do go on. It's most interesting.
And so I have grown to love the little creatures. You know, nature really has produced a little masterpiece in the life of the bee.
I'm so sorry. I'm afraid that's a reflex action too. I squawk whenever someone mentions the word life. Quack! You see, even when I mention it myself. I should have told you. Please, go on.
Oh, very well. Well, bees, as you know, are divided into different categories. The queen bee and the worker bee, whose lifespan, whose living expectancy is only 1 year. The worker bees, on the other hand, have a much longer... Shush. Do you want me to stop?
Yes, you were just about to say life. Quack!
No, I wasn't.
I'm so sorry. Please, continue.
Well, as I was saying, the worker bees do have a much longer life. What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say life, it's just that you got me rather rattled. Shh. Well, this is how the bee community works. The queen bee stays in the hive. Was that because I said hive?
Pardon?
Well, did you make that noise because I said hive?
Oh, no.
Well,
No.
Why did you make it then?
Well, I was just practicing.
Practicing?
Practicing for a word you're bound to say very soon. Do go on.
While the worker bees fly from flower to flower, collecting the pollen. I see, pollen. Pollen. I mean, this is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. What? I mean, every time I say pollen or hive or life, what? I mean, how did you ever become an interviewer? What's going on now? Is this because I said interviewer? Interviewer. Well, we certainly know a little bit more about bees. And next on Nationwide Tonight, from bees to guitars, and it's Mr. Guitar himself, Neil Mr. Guitar Innes.
Merci, Jean. I like to keep alive the international flavor for this Amnesty evening I like to sing a song for you in French, or at least in a French accent. But nevertheless, it is still a song about life.
I'm so sorry, do go on, it's most entertaining.
As I say, this song has been specially arranged for me for one guitar and one donkey. This is the guitar, and this is the donkey. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw. We have no time for lovers' games of hide-and-seek or cat and mouse. I come home tired, you call me names, you work all week at keeping house. I understand the drudgery of what you do, but don't you think the office is the same for me? You ask me to unblock the sink. Life is getting shorter, nickel, dime, and quarter. Talk is getting cheaper, love is getting deeper. Hee-haw, 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 Mitterrand. I get to work under the sink, I bang my head, the spanner slips. I cut my hand and wish I had a drink, but curse instead, the water drips. I raise my voice, you nag at me, the baby's toys are on the floor. You say be quiet, I have no choice, the slightest noise disturbs next door. Life is getting shorter, nickel, dime, and quarter. Talk is getting cheaper, love is getting dipper. Hee-haw, Saint-Tropez. The kettle boils, the baby cries. I pick him up, his little teeth are coming through. I dry his eyes, you break a cup, and underneath the kitchen light, your pretty face is close to tears, and so my heart goes out to you. As we embrace, love reappears to play its part. Life is getting shorter, nickel, diamond, quarter. Talk is getting cheaper, love is getting deeper. Now all join in, make complete asses of yourself. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw.
We are here to celebrate the holy sacrament of divorce. Denis, wilt thou leave this woman who is thy wedded wife? Dost thou dislike her, despise her? Hast thou told her 1,000 times, if thou've told her once, to squeeze the toothpaste tube from the bottom and not from the middle? And dost thou despise her brother, the chartered surveyor, who invites himself for dinner and then drinks thy scotch after you've gone to bed? Dost thou dislike her mother, hate her cooking, get irritated that she picks at her toenails in bed, and that the clippings somehow find their way into that little crack in the side of the duvet? And wilt thou forsake her for as long as ye both shall live?
I will.
Muriel? Wilt thou leave this drunken shit who is thy wedded husband? Didst thou dislike the brevity and infrequency of his lovemaking? And wert thou so sick of having to lie to him about how it's not size that's important? And that you may as well be sleeping with one of those seaside collection boxes made out of a mine? Wert thou driven to distraction by the fact that he uses saucers as ashtrays, and the fact that when he said he was going to his mother's for the weekend, he was in fact in Ipswich with Elsie Maynard? And will you, if given half a chance, cheerfully wring his neck?
I will.
Who taketh this woman away from this man?
I do.
Just say these words with me. I take thee from thy wedded husband.
I take thee from thy wedded husband.
To have and to hold from this day forth.
To have and to hold from this day forth.
For I am Frank Hodgkiss, the lounge lizard from accounts.
For I am Frank Hodgkiss, the lounge lizard from accounts.
And thereto I plight thee my troth.
And thereto I plight thee my troth.
Those whom I have put asunder, I bet no man can join together. Dearly beloved, divorce is an honourable estate, and is not to be taken in hand lightly, inadvisedly, or wantonly to satisfy men's carnal lusts, although that's a pretty good reason. And forasmuch as Denis and Muriel have consented to abandon holy wedlock, and instead to pledge their troth to whomsoever tickles their fancy, I pronounce that they be man and woman apart, and henceforward shall be free to be swingers, and frequent singles bars that have been approved by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Perhaps dancing cheek to cheek. Amen.
Amen.
Are there any hecklers in the audience tonight? Yes? Is that it? Always like to get it over with as soon as possible, though in fact, I know how to deal with hecklers because I've been to the Comedy Store in Los Angeles and I've discovered the cool, sophisticated way of dealing with hecklers. Shut the fuck up, you fucking motherfucker. Thank you, man. Thank you. Very kind, thank you. Jacuzzi, thank you, jacuzzi. In fact, I come from a very rough neighbourhood, so it's okay if you want to rush the stage, that's fine by me too, because the last weeks with the riots on we've had round our way, a guy came round to my house, he said, there's going to be a rumble this evening, you know, everybody bring pieces. I thought he said pizzas. There was this huge fight, because there wasn't enough to go round. Dumb guys round our way, you know, white guys go out looting in the daytime so they can't be seen. I used to belong, I don't get involved in politics much, I used to belong though to an activist wing of the Young Conservatives. We were called the Moderate Terrorist Front. And we were trying to bring about a more moderate world, trying to instill a more middle-of-the-road attitude in people, and we were prepared to kill or maim to achieve this. The last terrorist act we pulled, we planted a fish soup aboard a jumbo jet, and we told them if it wasn't eaten within 24 hours, it would go off. And it did too. We were very pleased indeed. Do you know you people are really easy to talk to? In fact, as a return, I'd like to give you something of useful, practical use that you can take away. For instance, anybody speak Japanese? Would you like to learn to speak Japanese? I can teach you in 3 very simple steps. It couldn't be easier. The first step is you have to feel cold. Get the cold feeling inside your body. The vocabulary comes almost immediately. Then you add the second. I know it sounds silly now. It's only the first step. The second step, you add constipated. Cold and constipated. And you put the 2 together and you get... And you add, please, I'm only prepared to take this seriously if you are. The third step, forgetful. Cold, constipated, and forgetful. Easy to remember because it's a famous song by Cole Porter. You put those 3 together, you get the full effect, which is the... Anyway, that's all that. Thank you. We were actually going to have an escapologist on the show tonight, but unfortunately he couldn't get away. So I'd like to, it's a fairly lavish production, as you've seen, sort of show you might well do in a lab. And so, no, please, I just wanted to make it clear, I don't use any stimulants while performing. I don't use any, apart of course from cocaine. My doctor tells me I have to take cocaine, because apparently I'm not getting enough salt. I wonder what he meant by that. I don't know if you've ever tried this, but if you sniff a lot of talcum powder up your nose, and then rub the insides of your nostrils with very, very, very fine sandpaper. Take about 25 diet tablets, the really speedy kind, and tear up a lot of money. It's exactly like taking cocaine. Really. Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening and welcome to another edition of Top of the Form. And this week we're at the semi-final stage, and tonight's contest is between the boys of King Arthur's Grammar School, Podbury, and the girls of the St Maria Kangaroo Boot II County High School and a half. And so, without further ado, let's go straight on with round 2. Brian, what is the name we give to the meat we get from pigs? Pork. Good, that's 2 marks to you. Tracy, what is the name of the metal alloy we get from zinc and copper? No, I'm afraid not. The answer's pork. Kevin, what is the capital of Australia?
Sydney.
No, the capital of Australia is pork. Arthura, who wrote The Tale of Two Cities? Good, that's 2 marks to you. And so on to Stig's question. Stig, what was the date of Captain Cook's discovery of Australia?
Pork.
Good, 2 marks to you. And the last question of this round is to you, Cynthia. Can you recite the first 2 lines of Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country? Good, 2 marks. And the score at the end of round 1 is 4 points each. And And straight on to round 2. Brian, what is the name we give to the meat we get from pigs?
A pork.
What?
Pork?
No, you're guessing, aren't you? No, the meat we get from pigs is called Baghdad. Tracy. Tracy, what is the capital of Iraq? No, nearly. Nearly. The capital of Iraq is Rome. Kevin, what is the capital of Italy?
Paris.
No. The capital of Italy is Tokyo. Arthura, what is the capital of Japan?
Washington.
Good. 2 marks to you. Stig, what is the capital of the United States of America?
Sydney.
Well...
Canberra.
Good. 2 marks to you. And finally, Cynthia, what's the capital of Australia? Well done indeed. And the score at the end of round 2 is, and straight on with round 3. Brian, what's the difference between a mongoose and a monsoon?
A mongoose is a long white plastic pole that you hang out of the window to frighten the birds away. And a monsoon is a medieval Hungarian stomach pump.
No, I can only give you a half for that. The answer is that a monsoon is a wind. A monsoon is a wind, and a mongoose isn't. Well, that's enough of that round, and the score is... And on to round 4, which is all about butterflies. Tracy, here's your question, and they're all about butterflies, okay? Your question on butterflies, Tracy. Who wrote Jane Eyre? No, you're on the wrong track here. No. The answer is the Taj Mahal. Sorry, I got a bit muddled there. The answer is Brussels, but I can give you one for Cabbage White. Well, that makes the scores even, and there's only time for one more question, so whichever school gets this will go through to the final next week. And listen to the question carefully, it's not an easy one. Which one of you shuffled my question cards just before transmission?
I'm going to talk to you about drinking. It's a subject. Well, apart from being my hobby, it's my country's national sport. And I've been to some splendid parties. Let me tell you, you don't get eyes like that reading the Daily Mirror. And, no, really, it's true. I was at a party once in Springburn in Glasgow. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was wall-to-wall piss artists. All of them singing different songs. The crunching of glass underfoot and everybody's having a great time. Right, and I was talking to the guy who owned the house. He was at the fireplace with his wife. And there was a picture on the wall of a Highland soldier with the bagpipes. I said, "Is that you?" "Aye. I was that soldier." There you go. Do you still play the pipes? He says, what? His wife went, oh no. Hold that result, he said, and away to the cupboard. He's throwing out cots and baby walkers, and then this thing get dragged out. It was like an octopus with pyorrhea. He dusted it down, had a wee blow, and proudly marched into the living room playing the Barren Rocks of Aden, diddle-dee-da, diddle-diddle-dee-da, followed by these hordes of drunks going, easy, easy, crunch, 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 crunch. People dancing on the coffee table, the place was going bonkers. And he did a sort of a real flashy turn at one point, and the bagpipes went whoosh, and wedding picture off the wall, crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh! And in the middle of all this, somebody bumped into the budgie's cage. You know those ones that are up on a thing, a sort of stand? So, crash, the budgie, woof! I come flying out like a red arrow. Went round the room 3 times, the people are drunks throwing jackets at it. I'll get it! Hang about, throwing glass at it. And it had a heart attack, this budgie. In the middle of all that, a guy arrives with 40 fish suppers. Got you a wee fish supper and that. He'd brought them all the way in the bus, burning his willy, sitting in the seat. So, to heat them up, he put them in the oven, in the parcel, you see. And there was a big pot of soup. That's a kind of traditional Scottish job, the big pot of soup with you here, on top of the thing. So, someone going, that smell burning. Rushed through, and this blazing parcel was dragged out. And to put the flames out, he threw it in the soup. Meanwhile, there's people wondering about all blood because there was a bicycle in the bathroom on a pulley, and the bulb wasn't working. People walking right into the pedal. People staggering about. It was like the village of the damned. Meanwhile, there's a guy in the bedroom naked, sleeping on top of everybody's coats. And he's snoring and farting and all that. And everybody's, everybody's getting embarrassed. And there's a woman saying, that man swore at me. I just went to get my coat. Swore at me and farted. He told me to fuck off. I don't like that kind of... Who was that, Betty? Where is he? I'll get the bastard. What? So he wanders into the room. The bagpipes are still gone and so he wanders in and says, hey, you. Slapped him in the arse. And this naked man got up out of bed like a dervish, right, with a blazing eyes and filthy language. Put on one shoe and kicked a guy in the balls and went back to bed. What a party, I loved it. I woke up in the morning in a different house. Didn't know anybody, and I'd only one shoe on. I thought, all right. Aye. My favourite walk is the guy at the party who knows he's going to fart and he's trying to get out of the room. And it doesn't work. All it does is divide the fart into about 7 bits, doesn't it? You know, farting's such a strange thing. I mean, it's an odd noise, isn't it? I mean, nobody survives a noise like... I mean, if Hitler had farted at Nuremberg, it would have changed the face of modern history. Somebody was bound to laugh and find him out. So, you know, when I was on tour there, somebody famous was being divorced, and it was in the paper, and we were talking about it, divorce and all that mental cruelty, and cruel and unusual behaviour. I've got this idea. Could you fold your ear back? So, if you loved me, you'd let me. So, you'll get used to my little idiosyncrasies, he said, heating up the branding iron and the fire. So, but really, I reckon divorce isn't caused by these exotic things. It's caused by smelly feet and farting and chewing out loud. You know, eating your dinner when it sounds like somebody running through a swamp with a wellies full of vomit, you know? And they grow and grow and grow until you just have to be separated, don't they? I mean, can you imagine what like it must be being a woman? Like when you're engaged or when you're stepping out with a young lady, you never fart. Right? If you think you're going to fart, you go away someplace and come back, right? And blame it on someone else or something like that. But when you're married, how did you enjoy your dinner? It was okay. And lifting your leg. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what like it must be being a woman and you wake up freezing in the middle of the night, Jesus, and there's this thing beside you, this heaving mass, he's been out with his pals, 9 pints of Guinness and a Vindaloo. He's got all the covers, right? Scratching his bollocks, farting, and smiling. You're an animal! And on that cheery note, I'd like to piss off out of here. Thank you very much.